Do y'all taste the difference in ketchup?
Yes.
Pardon me?
Yes.
The difference in
Hunt's
ketchup.
and Heinz is a
Do
significant
we
difference.
start?
What's the difference between Hunt's and Heinz? I'm looking at this ketchup. Because I was just at the store.
Heinz tastes better.
But how much better?
A lot better.
Like
Are we going?
I was at the store and they had a sale for Hunt's ketchup, buy one get one free. But my fiance made me put it back and buy the $3 bottle of Heinz ketchup.
Yeah.
And I was like, ketchup tastes like ketchup to me.
No, I mean, Hunt's is like the kind of ketchup that you settle for. It's not the one that you want, but if there's no other, you don't have the money for it, then you settle for Hunt's.
I don't know. I just feel like I just put that ketchup. Ketchup tastes like ketchup. It tastes like tomato sauce and salt to me.
Also, 2-for-1 ketchup. Like, how long does it take to go through one bottle? So you might do it for the deal, but it's gonna take you a couple months to get to that
sitting
extra
on that
bottle.
ketchup.
But I'm saying the ketchup don't really go bad like that. You put the ketchup in the pantry. When I do go out of ketchup, boom, ketchup in the pantry. I'm straight for another couple months. Like, we good.
Have you ever had them side by side? Like you tried one?
No, that's
Hunt's
my thing.
has like more of like a robust
I've
like
never
aftertaste.
Like I've never had them both like back to back to like compare them. Like every time I have ketchup, I've never been like, "What's this Hunt's?" I just been like, "Yo,
Yeah.
that's ketchup."
I've never thought this much about ketchup.
I did.
I
I've
only-
had
I
and
only
then
thought
I've
about
had
it
like
'cause of
organic.
yesterday.
Yeah.
What?
I've also had like some of like organic ketchup. Not very good, by the way,
Yeah,
but it's supposed to be better for you. But it has a shorter
That shit
shorter
was-
shelf life.
That shit was probably just some old man just squeezing tomatoes
Ketchup.
into a bottle and like throwing some salt. It's like it's natural.
There's all this sauce outside of the bottle.
Yeah, bro, that shit was probably hella nasty.
Hey, welcome to the
Hey.
Squad Goals Podcast, episode 42.
I just had to get that off my chest.
I'm AJ, and to my left we got,
D-Lo.
and then to his left we got the host of the hit show Pop Cult Net. It's,
James Baker.
Yo,
and then on our right we got.
it's me, it's Devon. I don't like how you went from all that gusto
Excitement.
to just and then on my right.
Wait, what episode did I say it was?
42. We supposed to be drinking.
We were supposed to be drinking. Oh, fudge.
Oh, fudge.
Fudge.
It's been 6 episodes since the last time we
No.
did every 6 episodes for everyone joining us and James.
No.
I start off with a rap,
I forgot all about this.
and I did 2.
You did 2 raps?
No, I forgot.
Oh.
I'm gonna go to YouTube and I'm going to just like look up a beat. I'm gonna try to rap over something.
Is this Killer Beat?
Just random.
Is this Killer Beat?
Okay, I think I found one.
This is so
I think we can.
spontaneous.
Okay, I'm feeling this. I think I can work with this. Squad Goals 42. Represent. You already know.
They got gunshots?
Okay, here we go. I think this works, but it's just missing one thing. What is it? What am I missing? All I need is a beat. 42 weeks in, not even at our prime. The only thing more raw is my steak while I dine. Everyone's down with the SGP. With guys like these, how could you not be? Still, I have people coming up to me saying you peaked way back in episode 3. Just pull a Paul McCartney and let it be. Quit while you're ahead and save your dignity. I look back at the hater and laugh most heartedly. All I can hear is his stupid squeaking harmony. You better step back. You're pissing me off. I'm nowhere near peaking. I'm popping off.
Hey, oh, you done?
Whoa, what?
Is that D-Lo? Why you peeking while you popping?
Ain't no stopping. Would you get your butt eaten? Ever since I can remember, I was peeking while I'm peeking.
Yo.
You made a beat. Hey, that bitch smack.
Killer beat.
Hey, that's Killer Beat.
Yo, for a minute I was like, yo, that guy sounds just like me.
Yo,
Killer Beat.
hey, we on that shit too.
got-
Hey,
That was from a commentary we recorded. It was like before we started. You guys
Yo.
were like just saying popping while I'm peaking, and I'm like, I can sample this.
And you really
That's-
sampled it. And you really. My thing is, my dog had this shit all the way up. Every time the beat went down, he was like, dignity. Boom. I was like, oh shit, my dog's
nah.
smacking.
You're like the
He practiced that for weeks.
you're the modern age Weird Al Yankovic.
Yo, you fucking smack.
I thought you would say Dre or something, like maybe
Dr. Dre?
Biggie.
Nah, Weird.
You got the
I'll give you
beat.
Weird Al.
You get the beats. You got the Dr. Dre beat.
See, I was trying to keep it secret, and then the other day my laptop was open, and Devon opened something up, and he's like, "What's Killer Beats?" And I was like, "Oh no!" I was trying.
He kept trading me off. I was like, this must be some secret shit.
And then today, before he hit record, I went to go open something on my phone, and it was up on YouTube too. And he's like, "That's it? Like, what is that?"
He kept trying to bring it back up.
Man, I ain't expect that though. That's crazy.
That fire.
The only hint I dropped to D'Angelo was the other day where we were going to IKEA, buying stuff for the new office.
That's hard.
And I was like, oh, I got to go home and work on a secret project. And that's all I said.
Oh, that's what it was.
Did you ask a question? What it was about or no?
He didn't care.
Yeah. I'm just like,
Whatever,
whatever, brother. Just do your thing.
Yeah, all right.
I've been dropping clues. Like,
Breadcrumbs.
there was like one podcast when I had the beats open. I'm like, oh, I was making beats, don't mind me. And then you guys are like, what beats were you guys?
I'm trying to figure out what kind of beat could AJ be making. I didn't know you was making that fire. Hey, you
Yeah.
should have had your own little tag, like AJ on the beat, some shit like that, bro. For
That
it
was
really
hard.
smack.
Well, maybe on episode 48. Next 6 weeks from now, we'll
Is
try
this
it again.
Is this gonna be a continuous thing too? He's gonna fuck around. He's gonna get good at this shit. He's
Yeah,
gonna start.
I don't like the
really
ending, though.
Producing beats and shit
The ending.
What?
about eating butthole.
Would you get your butt eaten?
I like how it said nod.
It was crazy how you set it up though. Like I really did thought you forgot. He was like, oh, but wait.
I think I've done that every time we do a rap.
We're so
I
used
fell
to it.
for
We're
it.
just like
I fell for it.
every time he does it.
Yeah.
So,
That was live. That
So
was
catch
live.
up.
what? Explain your show, James, for everyone that maybe has not heard of Pop Cult Net.
Okay, so pretty much it's a pop culture podcast and a YouTube channel. Just talking about movies, trailers, TV shows, geekdom, fandom, so on and so forth. Just celebrating nerd culture.
Yeah, like you do a lot of trailer reactions, movie reviews.
Yeah, trailer
on your
reaction, movie
YouTube.
reviews, game reviews, and trying to do more current events. Like I wanted to do like an R. Kelly reaction video to him going off.
Y'all saw that?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all saw his
Yeah.
interview where he's
Yeah, that shit was
snapping
wild.
on Gail.
You never saw that?
30 years. I'm fighting for my fucking life.
Yeah, so I
He
wanted
got
to do
up
like,
out of the seat.
Oh
He-
my
yeah,
God.
I want to
might
start
have
getting us to stuff like that too.
Yeah, and I saw the best comment, which said like, if he acted this way to Oprah's best friend in front of a television, how do you think he acted in front of underage girls in private? Like, if that's how he's
shit.
acting,
Wow.
him trying to keep it cool, and he's losing his cool that much, like, what do you think? Like, you're not helping your case. You
Yeah.
literally got up and started getting in her face, like, I'm fighting for my fucking life.
Yeah.
This isn't funny. This isn't a game. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
and I think she just asked, like, did you do it? And it was like,
Yeah,
that was his response.
and he like still never admitted to like the whole when he was dating Aaliyah thing. She was like, "Have you ever had sex with underage?" And he's like, "No." We like,
No.
this interview's over. Like,
And then you see videos where it's like Aaliyah saying she like 14. You hear R. Kelly like, yeah, we got our 14-year-old young superstar over here, Aaliyah. And then he's like, I didn't know she was 14. I was like, come on, Kelly.
Yeah,
I was
we
like,
know.
I love Step in the Name of Love, but I can't I can't fuck with you now because I like you doing too much.
Not that kind of love.
Yeah, you
can't
doing
step-
too much shady shit, what?
Yeah.
and like you want to believe all those like female stories on the surviving R. Kelly, but sometimes you think like, is this cap? Is they just trying to do it for like some clout? But I feel like some of those stories had to be at least true.
Yeah, and I feel like that goes with like all this. I feel like there's a lot of stories that are like, all right, that's true, and then I feel like there's so many fake stories that also get thrown in
Like
there.
the
And
Justice Smollett shit.
Yeah, and probably don't even get like raked
Yeah.
out with the real ones. So you got like a lady who probably never seen R. Kelly except for maybe at a show one time, and she could be like, oh yeah, he got me too.
Yeah.
Well,
you
like
never
with
know.
And then you like, damn,
Bill Cosby, it wasn't it
that's
like
taken away from the real ones.
40 people came out
Yeah.
to Bill Cosby, and it's like, okay, maybe there are some that aren't true,
Yeah.
but are all 40 fake?
Yeah.
Like
And then
that's a big.
It's like Dave Chappelle said, like
Some of that's cap.
he's like, he probably only did half of those rapes, but
But then
that's
it's like-
still half a dozen rapes.
Yeah,
That's
like,
still
you know,
like,
that's
it's
still-
like at
2
what
dozen
point
rapes.
You can't go down and like verify everybody's 100%, and you can't diss 40 people because you think like 20 people or even 2 people might be lying. So that shit's just crazy. Like it can a bad situation can be a lot worse.
that's just too many cases.
Yeah, and I love this shift that the world is going towards like more people being able to say that they've been hurt or to say that something bad's happened to them. But you do have those people that's just doing it for 15 minutes of fame.
But I
So
mean,
you
I
gotta
feel
watch
like
out.
no matter what you do, you're gonna have like similar like no matter anytime there's a good thing, there's always someone that's gonna try to ruin it for everyone, and it's like
Yeah.
you can't let the minority of like false stories outweigh the true stories, because it's like one person messes up, like what you were saying, what's his name, the fake hate crime guy.
Oh, Jussie?
Yeah, like you can't let that
Smollett?
story overshadow now people telling the truth about something, because everyone just likes to point to him going, well, he was wrong. And it's like, well, yeah, we're not talking about him. Like, we're all on the same page that he was.
And that's crazy because there are actual stories of like people being like hung and stuff like that. So it's crazy that he would like have the whole
Yeah.
news thing, the whole bleach thing.
Why?
It's like that's really happening.
Did
blood.
he
like,
do it?
I
Because his screen time is getting cut on the
that's,
show.
that's
that
what a
he
lot
was
of people are saying.
Yeah.
Like that because he felt like his role was getting shorter and shorter on Empire, so he's trying to like make his name pop again. But it's like.
Then he said, "I'm gonna be the gay Tupac."
It's like, yeah, when you say you're going to be the gay Tupac and then
Yeah.
you doing this fake shit, it's like, yeah.
He was so mad nobody believed him. Like, why don't y'all believe me?
You say you getting a Subway sandwich at 3 o'clock
Yeah.
at night in Chicago.
And how you just find a noose in New York
Yeah,
like that?
you
It's
find,
like,
you find a noose and you find bleach. They were just walking around with bleach in the noose looking for
Yeah,
you. They just
that's
happen to
wild.
find you.
That's wild.
It's like someone shouldn't get, the
Yeah.
attention that they seek when they're desperately doing anything
Yeah.
for attention.
Because he's got the attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
I mean, I think he lost his job on that show, but he got the attention. He got what he was looking for in a sense.
Y'all ever seen that meme? It's him and R. Kelly, 'cause apparently they were both put in the same jail in Chicago. And it was like, yo, that jail choir finna be lit. Blood. I was like, yo, that shit was funny as fuck. I was
Like-
like, if they did start singing in that bitch, that shit would got lit.
I missed that.
All the inmates would have been in that bitch.
Like, if I was going to
Step in
fake
the name
a
of
hate
love.
crime, like, if anyone wants to fake a hate crime, you can use it. Yeah. If anyone wants to fake a hate crime, like, you can use this. I'll give it to you. But, like, do it somewhere that it's maybe, like,
Whoa! What just happened?
like, if you're,
This one's a freebie.
yeah, this is a freebie.
Free hate.
Giving out the juice.
Like, go to like Kentucky for whatever reason, make up an excuse. Hey, I'm doing Habitat for Humanity in Kentucky or something, and then stage it there. But like downtown Chicago, I
Yeah.
feel like isn't like this. Like, where were they gonna hang
Yeah.
them? Like, it's a city, like over a lamppost. Like, it's not like you have a lot of like.
Everybody put his
But like,
Put
if
him on
it's
the
in
telephone wire.
but if it's in
over
the,
a street
but like,
post.
you know how many people are walking down the street going, oh crap,
And
like
it's also
it's not like like you go somewhere where it's secluded and where it's known to have racially charged problems.
Yeah.
Then people are gonna take
When-
you. That's
like
when you do it.
like I'm sure there are a lot of racist people in Chicago, but when I think of Chicago, I don't think of like racist. That doesn't automatically pop. Like I think of like Chirac and like I think of like I think of the beautiful things in Chicago. But when it comes to like
Gun problems. And
like,
Yeah, there's-
but when it comes to like if I feel
Different-
like I walk on the street, I feel like I'm gonna be attacked for being black. Nah, not really. I feel like it's a city, so this is well mixed with all different kinds of races, and I'd probably be more of a majority in the spot he was caught at 3 o'clock at night. Like the fact that he was like, oh yeah, these 2 white guys late at night walking around the Chicago streets with a noose and bleach looking for trouble. Like, nah, dude. That doesn't sound that doesn't sound like something they would want to do. That sounds like more dangerous for them.
Yeah, and that was my point. Like
More of a hassle. Like like you said, like Kentucky. Okay.
yeah, make it
Like,
known.
maybe.
Like make it like a news story. Hey, I'm going to Kentucky for this reason. Or if he was like, I'm going to Missouri to perform. Like I'm doing a little show in Missouri. Like give a reason and then you do it. That's how you get away with it. Like I'm starting my new hit show. It's a spin-off of How to Get Away with Murder. It's
How to get away with a hate crime?
How to Fake a Hate Crime.
I get a ton of views. Low key though.
Yeah. You're gonna have all the
Somebody's starving for that.
closet racists hit your channel up.
Finally, YouTube's catering to what I want to see. Finally.
I'm having that that market that no one else is going to. I'm willing to make the videos no one else will.
And that market is a lot bigger than you think it to be.
A lot bigger.
But YouTube is cracking down because they just came out with, I think they're not going to promote any anti-vaccine videos, which we talked about last week with anti-vaccines.
Did you guys
Yeah.
see the no more conspiracy videos?
Oh man.
I'm
Really?
blowed about
Yeah,
that.
Really?
They said
Yes.
no more conspiracy
I'm
theories.
hot. 100.
I
about
spent all my hours on YouTube as a young.
But how are they
that.
gonna
Yeah, I still do that to this day.
Yeah.
To this day.
how are they gonna take it off? Like they're gonna remove it? You just can't
No,
post
it's
it?
they're not going to be under
Yeah.
suggested videos anymore. I think you can still search it, but it won't be like
And
suggested.
definitely no monetization on any conspiracy theory.
That's
video.
wild to me. So that
That's
means the truth
crazy.
is out there, and
Yeah, they
People are waking up.
trying to quiet us, man. They're like, nah, y'all getting way too close. This we thought this internet y'all were just gonna do memes and shit. We didn't know y'all was gonna go
Exposing
look.
us.
I didn't know you was gonna be looking into some files and shit. Nah, we cutting this down.
yeah.
But wouldn't the ultimate conspiracy be if people are on the right track, you let them say it, but you make them seem like they're crazy, so then people will
They
definitely
do
don't.
that.
But
though.
that's what they've been doing.
Yeah, they
like
do that.
you can only do that so many times before like people are like, all right, there's 40 crazy people now. Now what you said with Bill Cosby,
Yeah.
you're like, now there's 40 crazy people.
Because when you think of somebody
Right, now we
that
all
brings
see
up a
some shit.
conspiracy, it's the whole tinfoil hat thing. It's kind of like making fun of somebody that's trying to say the truth is out there, aliens, or whatever. It's kind of like you clowning somebody, like, oh, he's a conspiracy theorist or whatever. But now they're trying to revolutionize and say truthers.
Yeah.
That's the new word for conspiracy theorists.
Truthers.
Yeah, truthers.
We just out here for the truth.
Oh yeah, and I've heard 9/11 truthers. I've heard that term before.
Yeah, because a conspiracy theorist kind of like,
Yeah,
That
it
title
sounds like
gets
shit.
instantly shunned away. Like,
yeah,
oh, they're
like a
just
loony.
crazy. I always like people who like they're not necessarily categorizing as a conspiracy theory, but something that might hold some truth or holds a lot of truth, and then you just kind of like fill in the rest.
how you guys feel about flat Earth? Since we're on conspiracies.
Flat Earth is not real.
Dumb.
I feel like
You
okay,
think
watched
they're dumb for believing that the Earth is round? Is that what you're saying?
Believing the Earth is flat.
you think the Earth's flat, D-Lo?
I'm just trying to get a clarification.
We actually literally just talked about this.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
talked
And
about
you both weren't here, so I'm fine bringing it up again. But my argument was, I don't see like, what's the gain of keeping that a secret? Like, if the government came out and said today the Earth is flat, hey, we've been lying. My life doesn't there's no
Globe-
monetary gain.
globe sales will hit an all-time low. Do
Yeah,
you
it's
not
the
know?
big globe keeping the.
That's who's keeping us down.
The globe market.
Yeah.
But you would think maybe the map people who make maps would be like, nah, like we're gonna get this out there.
They're like, we've been doing this whole
Yeah,
time.
we've been doing it right.
Y'all thought this was fake.
There's some crazy
They
strong
were like,
arguments
this
for it,
is a globe.
This is your new globe. They're like, just tape
I
the
don't-
ends together and make it spin.
Yeah, I don't see
That's the like. I feel like for a conspiracy to exist in real life, there needs to be some reason why the conspiracy exists. Like someone going to jail, someone making money off of it, like a crime being committed. But it's like, why would I don't see the point of that. Like
I feel like those people are just
like
desperate, desperate for attention.
And with aliens, I could see it being like, okay, if the government's hiding aliens, it's like, hey, we need to protect people. Like it's a safety reason. Hey, they can't know this. But flat Earth, it's like,
What if there's aliens on
Okay.
the other side of the flat Earth?
I mean, maybe.
What if that's where we made our alien treaty? And we're like, we'll give you the edge of the Earth, this very slim edge, but y'all don't come on this side and
To
fuck
the
with
other
us.
side.
Yeah, y'all don't fuck with us. We don't fuck with y'all. We won't tell the populace that you're here.
I just feel
We'll
like
tell them it's a globe and y'all might be way up in the sky. They won't even know to go that way.
what's
Left of,
underneath the map? You know.
They won't even go left of
But
California.
that's kind of like part of the flat Earth argument is that Antarctica is unexplored and you can never go there. So it's kind of like that's where the wall is.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to
So
say.
that's
it's
the
like
whole
that
thing.
ice cap.
So they could actually be over there. Like, why
Yeah.
are you saying that? But There's some strong arguments for it. I'm still not sure where I land. I'm like, I don't want
I
to just
just-
disregard anything. So I
I
kind
just
of
feel like with that,
Nah.
that's the only conspiracy you can. I feel like we could disprove right now. Like we could go buy a boat and go
yeah.
and like disprove it.
But we gotta stop. We can't go past Antarctica though.
Yeah, you can't go past it.
See,
They'll
that's the
stop
thing.
you.
But we can go east to west.
Hey, can't you fly? Over?
But they're saying
shoot you
Antarctica
down.
is the barrier around.
Oh, but if I go east,
No matter where you go, you hit the barrier, which is Antarctica.
but I'm eventually gonna come back around, right?
I don't think so.
You can't. You
I don't think
can't
that's how it
fly
works.
over Antarctica. I don't think.
The world is not.
You ever
flat,
watched the
guys.
documentary about it? You should ask before you knock it.
Yeah.
You should at
I've
least check it out.
Watch
first.
many conspiracy documentaries. I have not seen a flat earther one.
Please watch
I
one.
have to say, I'll watch.
Please watch a few. But I'm not trying to say I'm a flat earther.
Yeah.
but it's a strong argument.
I do
for it,
like
though.
watch like I don't necessarily believe in conspiracies, but I like watching the conspiracy. Like I do this thing where I like to go for the ride. Like I
Yeah.
like to go fit. Like I've said about the psychic thing. It's like when I think about it logically, But then when I'm in it, I'm going to a psychic. I like to have the rush. I like to just go like I'm gonna jump in and just.
I'm really gonna get married in a year.
I'm
Oh my
gonna
God.
get. I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for the thrill.
You,
and
you
it's like,
in the psychic. You
Yeah,
believe
you
in it.
believed it full hearted. He can't. He could not wait to tell us his prediction. He's like, they said I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna be successful. I'm gonna be married. Short, shoulder length hair.
Where'd you get a
Look
reading
for
done
it.
at?
I was
New
like, wow.
Orleans.
So he really believes it.
Yeah.
He's like, this is voodoo.
But like I said,
What was her name? If it wasn't like Madam something,
I didn't
that
get
ain't-
her. I
Cleo?
didn't catch her name. I
Yeah,
didn't
if
catch
it
her
ain't like
name.
Madam Zeroni or something like that, I ain't fucking-
Zeroni. But yeah, I just feel like I like so when I watch these conspiracy videos, like even if it's something I don't believe in, I like to just go like, okay, I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna turn off all like skepticism and just go for it and just feel like, and then as like after a little bit, I go, okay, yeah, I don't believe like, but during the time, I'm like, oh yeah, like
Did she use a crystal ball or palm reading?
she did. No,
Cards?
she just was
She did-
just
she
chit
did-
chatting. She was just chilling.
No
I
tarot
went
cards?
twice.
Vibe reading.
She's not about the gimmicks.
She probably had like some bullshit behind like a screen or something. She was just reading it off. If she wasn't looking at nothing, she had to just be like,
Teleprompter?
yeah, she's probably just
freestyled
like,
your
yeah.
future.
She's like, yeah, you gonna get married. That would have been crazy. She's like, you gonna be married, and you were like, I'm already married.
Well, it's
She's like,
kind of
"Oh,
cool.
shit."
She wasn't about the gimmicks. She didn't bring out the crystal ball. She didn't bring out the tarot cards.
She's like, you already paid, right? Yeah, I ain't finna do none of that shit. You paid at the door. She's like, yeah, I feel like you're about to lose $50.
No money back guarantee.
You're about to have a terrible time. That's my prediction.
You know which conspiracy I like a lot is the Men in Black. Have you ever seen
That
those
the
videos?
The
real?
movie or
Yeah,
like,
that they're real.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
anytime there's like a UFO sighting, like there's always like security footage of like two guys showing
that's
up
facts, though.
in like suits, like asking questions about
But
it.
my question is, who's the camera guy who blew up their whole spot? Because it's always like you can't really see them. They're always kind of off in the distance wearing their suits. I'm like, is this cameraman part of their thing? They got a photographer
Yeah.
with them, but they erasing memories, but they keeping
Yeah,
memories.
that's a
I'm
good
like, this
point.
is so much shit going on.
Yeah.
I just feel like they were just like, Men in Black's a good movie.
they
Let's
say-
just put some black suit wearing niggas in the back of these photos.
They
And-
say the theory is they're aliens themselves.
Yeah.
And they picked up a suit that's so uncomfortable to wear all the time. I feel like they need to update their wardrobe. The men in sweats.
Maybe they want you
Something
to
more
know the
comfortable to walk
conspiracy.
around.
Are you guys into the Mandela effect?
Yeah, the Berenstain Bears.
That shit's crazy.
I swear the
That shit is
Berenstain
crazy.
Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain Bears.
Bernstein Bears.
Yeah, it's right now. It's what the Berenstain.
Yeah, it's like stains.
Yeah,
Versus
it's
Steins.
way different. Yeah, it was Steins back in the day. I swear, STEIN.
Yeah,
There's
I
a lot of
felt the
crazy
same way
ones.
about that one.
I'm like
honestly.
either I couldn't read, and my teachers were just passing me. 'Cause I swear I spelt it like Berenstein
Did you
when I wrote it.
hear about? I don't think I've ever talked about it on the podcast. Was I really like the idea of alternate dimensions? Like,
We're just going through all the conspiracies, so we're not getting monetized in this ever in the future.
we're not being.
We were just like, hey,
suggested.
you know, YouTube
There's
said
a-
no conspiracy theories. Let's go through a couple.
There's a theory that says that the moment that the whole thing kicked off was when Trump got elected. Like that wasn't supposed to happen. So we're in like a parallel universe.
I've heard many like
That's crazy.
I've heard many things that it says like we're the dimension that like you go to.
What?
Like basically like in the movie when they go to like what could have been and it's
Yeah.
like the worst case
Yeah.
scenario.
Now
It's
we're
like
there.
we're in that.
Yo, check it out though. Check it out. Trump
That's
got
wild.
elected, and now all this like the tornado just hit in Alabama, took out people. All these floods and all these other natural disasters.
Yeah,
and
what was the last one? A polar vortex? Some
yeah,
crazy
the
shit
polar
happening.
vortex, bro.
Irma.
That shit hasn't
Yeah, that
happened
shit's
in a
wild,
while.
bro.
Now Trump's president, and now this shit's going on. That shit's not a coincidence. I think Trump offset the balance of nature itself. Yin and yang to its core of life itself has been disrupted. Yo, like I'm pretty sure whatever higher power you believe in did not want you to let Trump be your president. He's probably, or she was probably sitting out there like, what the fuck? He's like, I made him as a joke. I didn't know y'all was gonna listen to him.
He's one of the lizard people.
Yeah, bro. He look.
Yeah, he's
No, I
orange.
think
he changed his colors.
I think
He's the chameleon. That's like the highest lizard.
I
you
feel
can
like
be.
he's not a lizard person and we just voted for him and the lizard people are like,
I don't know.
They're like,
well, yeah, I don't know why.
They were like, it's that easy.
But the lizard people are like, yo, like, that's not, we put someone there so you would vote for,
Yeah.
like, we gave you the wrong, like,
They were like, better
Right.
next time. Not next time, Hillary. Come back.
Like she was actually the lizard woman.
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah.
her. We'll
It's
get her
like,
in next
fuck, I
time.
thought
they're
we
like,
had
okay,
this.
it's gonna be a close one. Okay, we're gonna put all our stock over into Trump because we know Hillary will get it. Like, lizards. And then it's like, what happened?
He
How?
said, he said, grab him by the pussy. Y'all still, you're cool.
We released the tape. Like,
Yeah.
You're fine. Okay. All right, you guys are cool with anything, I guess. Like
Weird
next year, we
times.
won't try so hard. We're just
they're just gonna have a lizard.
yeah, just gonna have the actual Geico. Lizard is just like, we're done trying. Like this is really who we are.
Did y'all know that's what G.I. Joe is based off of?
The fact that government has lizard
Think about
people,
it. Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
the
Hang on,
cobras,
what?
the
The
cobras.
military versus the what? Reptilian, the snakes.
Oh.
That's deep dive and conspiracy theorists right there.
bro.
That's what the whole G.I. Joe is kind of like
It's real life.
symbolizing against the Illuminati, the GIs.
It's real life.
Wow.
It's the Rock.
One world, 5 syllables.
But no, the thing I was gonna bring up was did you ever hear of the Beatles never broke up? It was like a story of a guy who he was walking his dog on the beach, listening to some music, and he got transported to an alternate dimension. He came to our dimension. He was in a different dimension, and there's like a lot that like asterisks to his story because like CDs and MP3 players never existed in his dimension, but he had a cassette tape and he's like, hey, I came from another dimension, like this is messed up. And they're like, well, whoever he was talking to, I think the police or something, they're like, prove it. And he's like, I just have my Walkman, but I can't really prove it. And they're like, what are you listening to? And it was like a Beatles record from the 80s. And it was like, you can listen to it and it's like all synth music and it's like the Beatles singing. And he's like, yeah, what do you mean they never broke up? In my dimension, they're still together. And like they made music through the 80s, 90s. But he had the one like cassette from the 80s.
Yeah.
And you can listen to it, but apparently it was disputed because it was a lot of behind-the-scenes footage from their recordings that
Yeah,
they just.
and he just produced it himself with the synths. and
Oh yeah,
stuff
no,
like
no,
that.
but
just made a
it
killer
sounds
beat.
good. It sounds good.
He just made a different Grey album.
It was heavily disputed, but I just like that idea of like people slipping through dimensions.
I just
and-
like the idea that some guy was like, I'm gonna try to trick the entire police force. He's just like, he went in, he's like, I gotta make this look legit.
because like I said, there was like a lot of asterisks because like the cassette was like getting faded, so that it wasn't like high quality. But he's like, there's MP3s, we didn't get that. Like,
He's like, so the Beatles stuck together and now your technology stopped. And he's like, I think I'd rather Rico and the band split up so I can have a CD player at least. It's like, how, yeah.
time travel
He just tried.
stories always freak me out. Like I like the ideas of like people slipping into different times or dimensions, but like anytime you like hear an interview on YouTube of someone who says they went to like the future, it's always like really old footage and it's like them just everything was like monolithic, and it's like it just always weirds me. I'm like, like it just the way like just make it less creepy. Like he doesn't have to tell the story this creepily. Like
Yeah, I think
He
that
went through hell. Like he traveled through time.
that
He
like
wanted
just
to be
creates the
happy.
atmosphere
he's
for
like,
it.
we don't they don't eat. They only inject food into their bloodstream.
Why is
They
it always
don't
we get
drink.
crazier whenever like why would we start stabbing food into us? Why would we stop eating?
Because why waste the time? You get the nutrients right there. Bada bing, bada boom.
No, that doesn't seem like at all like people don't like needles. So to convince the whole mass of people to just be like stab your arm
You can
for a
preserve your
cheeseburger.
teeth. You can
for a
preserve your
ch-
teeth.
I fuck that. I'd rather all my
Well, you
teeth
probably
go
have
out
to
than,
use it.
than have
Track
track
marks?
marks like a meth head all on my arms. Like, yeah, dog, I've been to Wendy's 3 times this week. I don't know if I can go again, blood. It's like my veins. I can't find a vein. I spent $40 on this steak, dog.
What if you only had to do it like once a week?
Nah.
Well, they have that shake, Soylent, where
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a shake and you put in your details about your weight, height, and they send you a shake and it gives you all the nutrients for the day that you need. Calories, vitamins, everything, and you just do shake once a day and you're full.
You know what that is? They just go in the refrigerator, grab a shake, and then they just put your information on it. Like, yeah,
No,
it's fitted specifically
gonna-
for you.
I'm gonna
It's like,
start
we
doing
took our
Soylent.
time.
I'm gonna start doing Soylent, taking it, and I'll report back in. But I heard don't only use it. Like you have to use it like
Yeah, 'cause
you can't use it every day because then eventually your stomach's gonna not be able to digest solid food. Like if you just only drink liquids every day, then when you stop using it and you go to eat a meal, your stomach's not gonna know what to do. So you have to like, you can use it like a couple times a week. But
Like,
I'm gonna start
It's
using
gonna be
it.
like grind this
You
burger
still have
up.
to eat.
But why would you start using it though?
Or I think you can do it as like meals. So like
Is it like for weight loss?
No,
Or
it's just
so
like
you want to eat.
It's just a meal replacement shake. It has
It's a
the
meal-
calories and the vitamins of what you need for the day in the shake.
It's a meal replacement, but not necessarily for long term.
You're not supposed to use it like as a permanent. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna be busy today. I don't really have time. Let me just drink
So
my
this is
shake.
catering to like a busy lifestyle, maybe.
I think so. I don't know what the. and I think it's supposed to be healthier because it's all organic stuff and it has all the vitamins and like minerals. So you're gonna hit your vitamin C, B, A. Like
And it's probably your body having to do less work with breaking down the food.
I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna order it. I'll report back in.
Yo, so speaking of like crazy
Don't
shit,
die.
I was watching this thing on Shark Tank, and this dude was trying to sell a Bluetooth device that you surgically put in your ear, and the way that you charge it is every night you have to put in like this needle port
No.
into your ear when you sleep to charge it. My dog went to Shark Tank and tried to make that a real thing. Speaking of, if y'all would do the once a week for your food, if you only had to charge your phone when you went to sleep and it was always in your ear, you didn't have to like pull out your phone or anything. It was always just right here in your head.
Yeah, I
you
would
do
do
that?
it. I would do it, but not charge it. Like we got to the point where we can wirelessly charge. Like put
There has to
something
be
in my
ju-
mattress.
Just for
There has to be
Bluetooth or
some
your
other
whole phone?
method. for
If I could put
charging.
like my whole phone, like if it was like futuristic, where like I've seen a video where a guy puts a chip in his arm and he basically has his office wired where every door's locked, but when he goes up to a door, it'll unlock. Like instead of swiping a badge, it's built into him.
No, I
So
don't
like
think-
everything opens up, lights turn on
I don't
for
think I
him.
want
Like
that future.
Me neither.
I don't want that future
Just-
where they
yeah.
start putting shit in me. Because then I feel
that's
like
the world we
I'm
live
not ready
in.
for that.
Yeah,
But it's coming though.
Because then you're gonna have a nigga like Trump one day. He's gonna get back in office and he's gonna have a secret
Let me
button.
get back.
He's gonna have a secret button where he can just control
What,
me, and I
but,
don't want that.
But it'll eventually happen because we're already half cyborg because we're attached to our phones.
Yeah, they're about to
like,
make
we're-
that
Yeah,
more
we're
convenient.
already almost there.
cut to
So
the
the
chase.
next
Have-
step is actually implanting stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna
Nah,
start
fam.
putting it in your arm.
Yeah.
That, I guarantee you.
But,
give us
uh,
a couple years, phones are gonna be in your.
Do you guys know about the whole chip thing?
The RFID chips.
Yeah, you like you said, you just put it in your wrist and it's gonna be like your new like way to
Like,
like pay
I'm
for
fine.
stuff.
Identification.
I am
and-
fine with all that.
Nah,
I'm
I don't
not.
want no
I'm
chip.
tracking you and everything. Nah, I'm good. Bro.
Every futuristic
They're
They're
movie,
already tracking you.
I've seen too many movies.
every futuristic
But if
movie
you
where
could
they
go
put
off, you
shit
could go
in
off
your
grid
body,
and they can't find you. They could track you based off
Yeah.
of technology.
You can't
but you
take
could
that
you,
shit
you
out
could just
your arm.
disappear if you want to. They can't track you.
It's only like when I scan, they
But
can
if
probably see.
but if you have a chip in you, they know where you're at all the time.
at all times.
And they've been embedding this in our mind with all these movies that are always coming out, like taking the chip
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
take out the tracker. And then especially with
Just
our debit
easy.
card now, it's like
Yeah.
chip or swipe. It's kind of like they're trying to get us ready for what the
I'm,
future is.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
You wild,
Nah,
bro.
dude.
I feel like
You a sheep,
you
bro.
remember that Black Mirror episode with the military?
Yeah.
Where they had, they looked like roach people, but
yeah,
they were
yeah,
actual real people.
yeah, to make them like look like they're killing not humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it's a situation like that?
Yeah, what if they get in your head and start making you kill us?
I love
And
that
then,
show, by the
and
way.
then you're gonna come
It-
back
it's-
from your blackout, and you're just gonna be sitting there, and you're not gonna know what happened, and then you're gonna end up going to jail.
And your perception of reality is
It's gonna
a
be
fake
different
one,
than
but yet
what-
it feels real to
and
you.
you can't control it because you have the chip in you.
I'm
All because
fine.
you didn't want to
It's
take
going to be
your debit
attached to
card
your
out.
nerves and everything too. So
What if they shut down because you go crazy one day? You do something that the superiors don't like, and they just shut you down, and they make you feel pain where you didn't feel pain, or some kind of
What
crazy.
if, what if you in the bedroom making love to your woman, and then boom, they call you to action right before you could finish? You just sitting there, and all of a sudden you just.
You know that doesn't apply to AJ, so that's not.
He's laying back. He's laying back, and all of a
I'm a futurist. I'm down with
futurist.
yeah. I'm down with using the best technology at the time. I think we need to progress. Of course, there's going to be bad things with any technology,
But
but,
that's-
there's no way you can fight. It's kind of like you guys are like, well, I don't want to be tracked, but you all have phones in your pocket where you're being tracked.
but if I want to go
Yeah.
off grid, I can. I
I'm
have
just-
the option.
Yeah, I got my phone now because I haven't done anything illegal
Yeah.
yet. But when
But
I do
you have the
something
option.
illegal, I need to
If you
go.
want to step away from your phone, you can. You won't
Yeah.
have that option. There'll be no such thing as privacy, at
You
all.
can't
I
just
mean,
toss your arm out the window while you going 70, saying "fuck it." Ain't nobody gonna catch
While we're
me.
still like in the whole like technology bizarre zone, you guys, how you guys feel about the social currency system that China's doing right now?
I have that. Speaking of Black Mirror, that's like
Yeah.
another Black Mirror episode.
I think that's coming up.
What's
soon.
going on?
So apparently in China, they have I think they have like a tracking system. They have, and then the cops walk around with like DBZ scouters on, and they can see like what your social score is.
Over 9,000.
Yeah. So, let's say, example, if I'm at a red light and I cross the street, I get deducted social points.
Everyone could be
for
like voting,
jaywalking.
no.
Yeah.
No. You cut someone
And you
off.
could
they
get
vote.
shunned. This could stop you from flying out. You could get on a no-fly zone.
No.
This could get you.
It
You
was-
can't get
Yo.
a house.
Where like
We
there was a Black
need
Mirror episode.
that
This is happening in China,
shit
like real life.
right now, because there's so many assholes driving on their phones and driving like assholes. I'd be on that bitch minus 20, minus 15.
I'm gonna say-
everybody in this little area would be shunned.
move to China.
I'm gonna say, just watch the episode of Black Mirror and tell me if you change your mind.
No, I feel like that's smart, man. It's
Just watch the episode of Black
population
Mirror.
control. You got to get. I feel like we're getting to the point in our generation where people are getting further and further away from like repercussions. Nobody has repercussions anymore. I feel like everybody nowadays they're like whatever. Like fuck you. I'm living my life. Like everybody's living their own life, but they live in their own life very
Yeah.
dickishly.
You can be disconnected from everything
Yeah.
that's going on and just live
And
your own bubble.
yeah, I'm like,
I can see it to an extent where I would be okay with it, not fully, right? But like, let's say you have something where, hey, I want to apply for a house. My credit's not the greatest. Right now, we only go based off your credit. That is your score. That's essentially your social score, but it's only based on money. But I like the idea of having, like,
you're a good
if
guy.
all my neighbors loved me living next to him, that's taken into account where it's like, oh, he's kind of like on the lower end of credit, but everyone in the like he would be a positive addition to the neighborhood.
He's a nice
like,
broke guy. He's nice.
Yeah, so it's like we're more
Yeah,
willing
we're
to
vouch for him.
willing to like extend the loan application out a little bit
Yeah.
because he would help the neighborhood out instead of being someone
Yeah.
who's always annoying, getting into fights, causing problems, and it's like I can see it working more as like a credit check
Yeah, that's a
and
pro-
not like.
Yeah.
But
Or
in,
in certain circumstances.
And I also feel like
not over everything where
there should be a
your
shun
house,
zone.
your whole your position in society is based strictly upon that.
No.
Yeah, maybe if you do watch the episode, you might
should
change
watch
your
I
mind.
feel like it should be like a credit score. Like I personally don't know your score,
No,
But-
you,
Oh,
you,
yeah,
you
no,
can see
You
it.
see it.
Oh, you can see it. Like
Yeah.
everybody.
So
score?
like, let's
Yeah,
say
it's like Yelp, but people. Like I can the Black Mirror episode at least. Like you hold up your phone and you could be like, oh, he's a 3.
An
he's a
example-
2,
an
he's-
example
That
was
would
in that.
That's also help you with dating. Imagine you go out and you see a girl and then you put your phone out and you're like -500.
in
Like
the
what don't she do?
In the
Like,
Black Mirror episode, if you're a 5, let's say Chelsea, your fiance, is a 2 for whatever reason, your score goes down because you're now associating with a 2. Like
that's fine. What? No, that's,
now you
that's
can-
messed up. I feel
Now
like
everyone
I
is
feel
living
like,
a facade.
I feel like their score should go up or my score should be.
it would
met
go.
and-
It kind of like
yeah,
averages out,
'cause
but
we
still.
are balancing each other
See,
out.
yeah, but you won't like think about it. Your realism is completely thrown out the window. You're no longer real. Everything, if you're trying to succeed up that ladder,
gonna be
more
fake.
so than now, but everything is you have to live a fake life, and
Yeah.
you have to try to appease people
just-
that you don't even care for.
I'm talking only about this episode so far, but it's so relevant. Like that episode came out before China did this, but it was like the
China
girl
was like, damn, that's,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
The girl buys this like nice coffee with like the heart and the foam and all that, and she like takes a picture and then like puts it on her like Instagram, and everyone gives her points. Do. Her score goes up a little bit, and she just throws it out. And I'm like, I've seen people do that.
People do that now. That's
Yeah.
for
but
likes.
now it's like your likes and your social media is all tied into this.
Nah,
It's-
see,
it's like a clout
I don't
score.
think it should be like social media based. I think it should be based on whether or not you're a shitty human being. Like if you're holding up traffic or you're doing something that's
Yeah.
obscene or like that's affecting a lot of people's days, I feel like then you lose your points. I don't care if you put a bad picture up on Instagram. I don't think that shit should affect you.
But this is-
I think the shit that people are doing that they don't get, like when people cut in front of you, like in line or in on the road or just in like, I'm just like, okay, like I'm a nice person, so I just sit there. I'm like, I'm not gonna make a scene, but just know, like, if I could rate your ass right now,
Yeah.
your ass would be a
I think-
1-star human being.
I think the worst kind of people are the ones that get to the 4-way stop sign and they go before you got there.
I just fucking saw a dude literally. He did a California road where you don't fully stop all the way, just to go before me at the 4-way stop.
Yeah.
Like I got there before him, and he was just like, "No, I'm not gonna stop." And kept going.
Yeah.
And then he drove slow, and I had to drive behind him the whole time. I'm like, "So you an asshole for no reason, and
Yeah.
now you driving slow about it?" Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
care if I saw your ass was turned
And
off.
I mean, you going in front of them doesn't affect them because you're going in
No.
a different direction.
I'm like, y'all
it's
tripping.
What that saves him like maybe 3 seconds by him doing that.
I'm going to give my official thoughts on the social currency or idea is I'm okay with it if it's separated. If it's one like combined score, kind of like we're explaining like in Black Mirror, no. But if you have your driving score that people on the road can give you, and it's basically you have a lower score, your insurance goes up, car payments could go up, higher score could go down, and it's like
I think
then you have like a friendliness score, and then like you have these multiple scores, and then they're used for specific
Yeah.
things. I think I would be fine with
But
that.
this is the problem with that, though.
automated
when
driving.
when do people actually go to apps to report good behavior versus bad? You usually report
True.
bad behavior more than you report good behavior. But I do have a thought of how they were introduced this because we've seen MySpace die out. Eventually, Facebook is slowly phasing out. Instagram will eventually die. I feel like this whole idea will be introduced to us as a free app.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, oh, just rate me as...
Well, do
I
you-
think
And
I-
this it get more
RateMe.com?
serious because people be like, "Oh, this is kind of this new Instagram."
They're gonna be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
what's your score?" Is like, "Nah, I don't fuck
What?
with nobody who scores under
Yeah.
500."
What was the app? I think the three of us used to
Clout?
do it. No, well, Clout's like that, but
That's an actual app.
yeah, Clout
Lucy?
is you
Oh,
take. Yeah, Lucy.
Was it Lucy? It was Lily or something.
Lily,
like that.
but Clout. On a side note, before we go on this tangent,
Hold on,
is
before
they
you say that.
analyze all your social media and you get a score based
shit.
on
Never heard of
followers,
this.
how many likes you get. You have your YouTube, any kind of online presence, and you get a score. And then some
They
companies
found a
will
way. They found a way to measure clout.
That's
And then some
wow.
companies will send you free stuff knowing that you have influence.
That's wow.
Like, but anyway, the other thing that D'Angelo and I were just talking about, and I think you were with us when we were doing it back then, is it was an app that only girls could use. You had to like link it to your Facebook, and they rated guys. They gave them reviews, but the
This is
guys,
a couple years back.
Correction is Lulu.
Lulu,
Yeah.
and the guys couldn't see their score.
Yeah.
And it only worked for women rating guys. So like if a girl like wanted to date a guy, she could look at the Lulu score and read reviews. And I remember all the guys were trying to figure it out, and like trying to see what our scores were.
Yeah.
I think like maybe we could see what our score was, but we couldn't read the reviews or something.
Wait,
like the
wait,
guys
wait.
don't get full.
Wait,
how would you-
wait. Who? Somebody scored y'all?
Yes.
It's
And
like-
you
get
probably
registered
had
for that,
one.
though?
You probably had one. It was like a thing where
Nah, I ain't got no Lulu.
He-
everyone, like I didn't.
If you have a Facebook,
I didn't set it up.
If you have a Facebook, it's linked to your
Yeah,
profile.
I didn't
Yeah,
set
yeah.
it up, but it was there was a one already made where
Nah.
girls who have experience or who know me, they can rate
It's not.
me.
It's not just like relationship. It's just like you as a guy.
As a guy,
you know,
No,
obviously,
I mean, but
obviously,
it says,
it's supposed to be more so like if you were,
relations.
yeah, or like your fucking skill. But,
But nah, I definitely ain't got no. I can't see nobody I ever mess with ever. Go
I didn't
It-
think I didn't think so either. But I had
it
like
was a big thing.
that shit
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
yeah,
crazy,
no,
bro.
and I
Shit, I
hadn't
hope
even,
I got a good review.
I hadn't even dated like a lot of people back when the
That's what
app
I'm
came
saying.
out, and I had like multiple
That's
Scores.
Dealer like, damn, I was killing it. Dealer's like
I'm
5
gonna,
up, 5
I'm gonna try to
down.
find.
I
mine.
wasn't displeased with my score.
Dealer's like a 5.5. Shit.
Yeah.
I
But-
got a
but-
couple girls to give me a higher rating.
Really?
Yeah.
Going back to
like,
what you were
"Here's 20
saying, where
bucks."
people don't necessarily like approve or whatever when it's, but they're quick to disapprove or to write a review on something when it's bad, but they don't do it. If you make it really, really easy to do so, in the same way where like Facebook, you can press like and it's really, really easy. Like then I think people are more inclined to put like a
Yeah.
like score.
Because I don't see people actually writing out full. Oh, this is an awesome dude.
Yeah,
blah,
they're-
blah. But like, dislike status of
No.
our driving skills is so easy.
Yeah, but I think we're heading towards autonomous driving anyway. So
Yo, that'd be fire.
The app doesn't exist anymore. It's offline.
That'd be. I can't wait for that.
Oh, autonomous driving. That's my dream.
Yeah.
I don't mind like using my car for things, but I hate driving. And also like if I'm by myself, I could be reading a book. I could be doing whatever I want. Like
I think for
you
me
would have
it's
so much more free time too.
for me is it being a safer method for driving and like I mean obviously the luxury of not having to drive because that opens up some like time
yeah,
to do
bro. You
something
can
else.
put a George Foreman in your car.
But the time,
sit down and grill up.
Open the sunroof.
Yeah,
like,
sit down and grill up while your car drives
Yeah.
you to O-Town.
but honestly, you'll save time getting to where you need to go as well.
And
When,
take a lot of these asshole drivers off the road, dog. Because
And-
I'm so tired of people driving. I don't think people know how to drive.
you won't need like lights. You want to stop at lights. You know,
Well, when
eventually
all
at-
the cars are,
Eventually,
yeah.
at one point, you know, when
you
they're
know
all
there's gonna
in
be
sync.
there's gonna be a good amount of people who are still riding around with the regular
Yeah.
car.
I think-
and they not gonna be paying attention and just be
Well,
smacking
I'm gonna
into
say-
automatic cars.
In our lifetime, we're all young. In our lifetime, when we're older, I think we will probably live to see 100% self-driving car. Because like I've seen a video.
I mean, they're already like being tested.
But
heavily.
what I'm saying is like we'll have them on the road, but if you go up to like all these people who love their car, who love fixing up cars, and you go, "Hey, get a self-driving car," and like you're not allowed to drive on the road, they're gonna riot. Like they're not
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah, you
it's not
can't
gonna be
phase it out.
smooth. It's got to be over time. Because like the videos I've seen of intersections, if all the cars are self-driving, it's like they don't stop. They literally, it looks like they're all gonna crash, and they like just flow between
I
each
wouldn't
other.
fuck with that because I'm gonna
there-
need a stop.
that's the two problems. Like, first of all, you have people that can't afford cars like that. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a problem.
It's
Then you
gonna be
also
like,
have people
yeah.
that love their vintage cars that want to take it out on a Sunday drive.
For
and
sure,
stuff
I
like
do
that.
think that. I mean, eventually it'll
It's
get
gonna
to a
have to-
point where it becomes
More accessible.
a lot more accessible. Same way with like Tesla. At first, it was really expensive. Now it's becoming a little bit
It's
more
not that bad.
affordable.
It's like the first
But-
car, like when it came out. Like
but
not
it-
everybody had a car. Only a few people.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like that. Only a few people gonna have the automatic car, and then slowly but surely they're
I've
gonna,
heard,
make,
It-
I've
it-
heard some horror stories about that.
Look at
though.
this.
they're gonna make a Honda.
Look
Oh
at this.
yeah, I mean it's scary.
If they're all self-driving, they just flow like.
Holy
Nah.
shit.
Because the computer,
Nah,
computer
that-
knows where all the cars are speaking to each other, so they can just.
Yeah, but how many times is your computer froze?
Yeah,
And
that's,
now,
that doesn't
and
look
now
safe.
I'm going 80 miles per hour because you're like, no, trust me, the computer got it. But then the computer freezes, and now I'm smacking.
I think the argument with that though was that yeah, of course there's always hiccups. There's bugs in every kind of coding and technology. However, like how many times does a typical person get into an accident? How many accidents are human
Yeah, but
related?
At least then I could be like, oh, that was my fault. That's my bad. But if I'm getting hurled into another car going 80 because I was told this computer had me and I don't need no light, and I
Yeah.
was used to driving with a light, and now you're like, nah, you
But-
don't need no light no more.
I-
Trust
it-
me.
it
You
sucks,
probably
but-
wouldn't have car insurance.
and then they smack into
That's
you.
like the Tesla that went under the 18-wheeler. You heard about that?
Yeah.
That shit scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely for the automatic cars, but to a
Stati-
certain extent though.
yeah, like
Statistically speaking, I mean,
I don't
so
like
far
that
with the
intersection.
tests that they've done with the autonomous driving,
It's safer.
They have been a lot safer than having people on the road.
If you
yeah.
take how many miles a self-driving car drove and how many accidents there were, like the one fatal accident, and then took an average car driving that same amount of road, it's like 10
Well, I believe
accidents.
it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's some shitty drivers,
yeah,
but
people don't.
I just know I know how to drive. At least I think so.
Yeah, cars are like.
Yeah, I don't think it's always like with humans. It's not necessarily with your ability to drive, but you also
Defensive
Can I
driving.
grab
and
another
stuff.
England?
defensive driving. You have someone else. Someone might be really, really tired, fall asleep on the road. There may be some kind of road
Drunk drivers,
condition.
wrong
drunk
way.
drivers.
Especially around here. That
Yo,
wrong way
just
thing
being-
is-
There's a lot of different
Ooh.
factors. If you sit down you're sitting down and you look at your phone for a second and you look up,
Bro, I
and you're
swear
in an
there's so
accident,
many like fucking authors on the road nowadays. I be seeing people just looking at their phone the whole time. I'm like, I've never seen somebody stare at their phone. Like, who you texting?
I saw somebody drive with two hands like
Two,
this.
I saw that
I
too
was
with
like-
with they
I
knee,
could get the one hander.
You talking about me?
with they knee driving. I'm like,
You
first
talking
of all-
about me?
You do that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like,
man,
yo,
I'm
I'm
the
like,
worst.
nah,
Yeah.
not two hands.
wild.
I'm like, come
I'm
on,
the
come
worst.
on. I
Well-
need you to pay attention a little bit. I need one hand. I need one hand. I'm
that
cool
scares
with
me.
I'm cool with driving with your knees, but if you like, no part of your appendages is ready.
I've
to,
perfected it.
to swerve or get us out of danger.
Well,
I drive better with my knees than I do with my hands.
the one thing
That's
I,
wild.
Pause.
it's like I like Uber,
No, I'm scared of
but
Uber.
I know Uber, what their plan is they hired a bunch of people from MIT to make self-driving cars. It's like they had us all get addicted to using Ubers to
Oh,
make
is that
it
what
so
they're doing?
easy.
Oh,
and then eventually
that
when,
is so
when
smart.
self-driving cars are legal, they're just going to tell everyone, oh, you're out of it. That's why they pay the drivers so well
Damn,
to
that's
get more
genius.
drivers. So
That's
now
dope.
we're hooked. And then when we're
Yeah,
hooked,
that's
and it,
dope.
they can just, because they're not employees, they're contractors. So they can immediately just say, you guys are done tomorrow. See ya. It's
Yeah.
all self-driving
Just like
cars.
taxi cab drivers got phased out.
Yeah,
That's
and-
smart though. I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah, they're all. Thank you.
Smart sucks for a driver.
No,
bro.
yeah. Well, and they've done, and for people that say, oh, they wouldn't do that, they did it already. Where they had a argument with Austin, Texas, and Austin wanted them to do a bunch of BS, and they said no, and they went, okay, starting today, no more Uber in Austin, and all those drivers were out of a job with like an hour notice because they were like, okay, we're just not going to be in Austin if they want to like dick us around. Okay, see ya. And it was like,
I know that Domino's is doing, or I don't know which location, but they have the robot that delivers
Yeah,
pizza now.
I think it's Domino's. The
Yeah, so
robotic
that's next
car
too.
where like you can sit down and like it like presents your pizza and all that through the car.
well, it's something like 40% or 50% of jobs are going to be gone in our lifetime because robots and computers can do them. And stuff that you wouldn't even think, like
Our grandparents' nightmares are coming true.
like lawyers. A lot of like lawyer stuff that like early entry level positions would do, like contracts and stuff like that. Computers can write contracts better and more efficiently than a person. So like now a lot of big law firms just have a computer that they put in like this person wants this person and they need this in the contract and it'll print it out and be like, okay, we made it for you.
See, this is what scares me. This is going to be the shift. This is going to be like right now. It's like people were like, "Oh, I don't want immigrants coming in and taking our jobs." We're going to have a human versus robot
we're
war
building
coming up
them
pretty
Well,
soon.
John Oliver, if you've ever seen that show, just
The
did
latest one.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just did something about that, and he's like, "Yeah, the excuse is like jobs are going overseas or immigrants," and it's like, no, it's just they're being
It's going to
automated.
be a robot versus human war. It's going to be Terminator.
And but my thing is,
If we don't put big ass shutdown buttons on robots, we obviously didn't.
they can
learn
override
anything.
it though. They know like what's going on.
Nah, I want like a big ass. I want buttons all over their ass. Like all I gotta do is just come up, touch your elbow, you deactivate it.
but my thing is,
like the putties.
yeah, just
Power Rangers.
like you down.
Punch him in the belt.
Yeah, you
I'm
down.
on the argument of, I don't think losing your job is necessarily a bad thing. Where
It's just a
I feel like-
change in the workforce.
I feel
Well,
like yeah.
hear me out. We're all looking at it as, oh man, we're losing our jobs. We're not going to have work. And the way I look at it is, we have progressed as a society so much that we don't need work. We're like, it's almost like we're almost to a utopian level where it's like we can
won't-
live, be free, and the society's still going to run without us.
yeah.
But there'll always be currency though. That's
Yeah,
that's the
and
thing.
that's the argument right
We could
now.
phase that out though. if there's no, because the only reason money has any kind of power is because, I mean, yeah, any kind of power is because you got to work for it and you got to buy the things that you want. But once they take away your jobs, you got no reason to work. They're gonna have to find out like a new way to incentivize us to do stuff. So I mean, they might just be like, like you don't even need money. Just we got all the jobs set up. Just
the one
live
idea
life.
out there.
Because I know if there ain't no jobs, I gotta work.
There just has to be a model created in which, like,
I just don't think they
all
care
live
about us that
comfortably.
much to actually think about no currency, because that's what controls us.
Well, the thing is, no one is at that. Like, no one's thinking of it as like.
Yeah, I don't think that's their mindset right now.
Everyone's kind of looking at it as I'm scared of this because we're going to lose our job. But if you look at it as, we passed the point where humans need to do jobs. We passed the point where, and like the optimistic side, which it's not going to work out the optimistic way, was like we would almost enter like a second renaissance where now people can create things. They can make art. They can go. The single mother with 2 kids can now go to school and get like, because you would still have like you would still have jobs for like some higher end stuff, but it was like now the single mom, she doesn't have to work 3 jobs to make ends meet. She can go to school. She can get like make something of her life. This person who wanted to be a painter doesn't have to worry about paying off his debt. He can now just paint. And it's like the idea that some people are proposing is the universal basic income, where it's like every month, every single person would get a check for like $1,500. Not like a crazy amount, but enough to like
It takes care of your basic needs.
Yeah,
food
you
and
you could
utilities.
get by with like, and then you just need to, if you want, and you can spend it on whatever. But it's like made for you. Basically, the money that's being used for automation, like you kind of get it back. Like the jobs you kind of lost, and it's like, do whatever you want. If you want a job to make more money,
But the
do
thing
it.
about
If you-
that is, though, it's always going to be an upper class, middle class.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what. Like,
that's the
these
biggest
ideas
divide.
are really cool, and I really do hope they happen, but it's just the ego. And the only thing that could change that is generational base.
Yeah, the people in power.
Yeah,
are
they
so-
want to be
the exclusivity of them being able to do what they want and feel better and
and you
superior
strive
than
to
other
be like
people.
that. So it's always going to be.
If-
And
part
that's
of
the
system.
capitalistic mind state, is that you want to become that, and people who have that are doing what
But
it
there
takes
still
to keep
would,
it.
There still would be like, I'm not saying that's the only money you have to spend. It's just if you want to get by with that $1,500 a month and not work, you can cover your bills, maybe some groceries. You could get by. But then if you get another job,
You can work to
You
get
kind of
a
like you
better-
can, or
a
you
bigger
could get a
income.
But
fantastic.
it's always going to be like, think about it right now. We got welfare. Oh, they don't work. They don't do
Yeah.
nothing. It's always going to be that mindset of people not working.
But I think, yeah,
and
and
just
But
benefiting
if
off of.
if everybody gets that, I think that kind of like changes.
it's almost like Social Security for everyone. So
But
like,
then you're capping I want to make more. You know what I'm saying?
well,
can
no,
make
you
more.
can make more, but that's enough to cover
Yeah.
your. So basically, everything
what
you
you're saying.
make,
But at the,
the
same
money
time,
you're
I just know how the
making-
ego works, and
Yeah.
somebody's always gonna be
1,500
like,
is gonna be the new $0.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be that much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you broke if you.
well,
only
in
get that
and the
government
idea
check.
was, you use the $1,500 for your bills, then everything else you're making is for fun. It's to do what you want to do. It's like you got more.
Yeah.
And like if you want to live your life only just, hey, I just want to sit at home and not do anything, I'm not homeless. I can do that. But if you want to work, you want to make it to a higher class, you can work your way up. Like there's still classes. And the only thing is, I feel like it's a problem that we're going to face in our lifetime is we're going to lose half our jobs, pretty much. Like, we already know, and it's like, if we started, like, kind of working to, like, start doing these programs little by little, and we can slowly change the mindset, we would be seamless, but no, we're going to hit a point in, like, probably the 30s, 40s, where, half the jobs got erased, and now what do we do? And now we're scrambling, and now we have to try to roll out this program, and now we're in panic mode instead of, like...
There's not a lot of people who are right now looking at the future and looking for ways to.
And exactly for the
so-
reason James said. It's like, why would they want to do that? They like it how it is. And it's like, yeah, but it's a problem. Like, it's coming. We see we know the problem's going to hit us. So we're not going to avoid it. Like,
And
so-
everyone and people are thinking, not me. It's not gonna happen to me. But I mean,
But it's jobs that.
it's gonna happen. Every kind of labor, like mostly labor-intensive jobs, or like
Not even. Like I said,
entry
lawyers.
jobs, entry
even
jobs.
agriculture.
Yeah.
You can have like a robot farm a whole.
But even, like I said, lawyers, doctors, all this
Yeah.
stuff have a lot of jobs that can be done by a robot or a computer. You go in, get your scanned, and then they go, okay, this is what's wrong with you. Like,
Yeah.
these jobs that we think only a person can do, no, it's not. It's not just these like low-level jobs. It's some jobs that you have to get a PhD for. You got to get a master's for that
Yeah.
a robot can do better than
guess-
you. And it's like,
I was trying to say majority of jobs.
well, yeah,
like,
yeah. But even the lower class jobs. And it's like this, what do you do? Because it's like, I could go to school for
think-
10 years to be a lawyer, and then all of a sudden it disappears tomorrow. And it's like,
I think we won't really know how this will go until a lot of the fast food places introduce the whole, like McDonald's has the self-serving
Yeah.
thing now. So depending on how that goes, we'll see which direction they continue to go. But I'm okay with it as long as you promote the person that's losing their job into another position instead of just complete termination.
well, and that's what the John Oliver thing said. Like, where, I don't know if you watched the show, but he literally had a big segment about this on that last week tonight,
The
like
latest
on
episode.
Sunday. Yeah. And that's what made me think of it a little bit more. But he basically said, just because that number of 50% sounds scary, it doesn't always mean that. And he showed an example of like, I think,
That
it
has
was
happened already.
He said banks. He said in the 80s when ATMs came out, all bank tellers said, we lost our job. We lost our job. We're scared. And he said, no. He said, honestly, jobs really didn't get lost. The job changed.
Yeah.
He's like, bankers at the tellers aren't doing cash transactions. They're not withdrawing and depositing money really. They're doing now loans. They like the job of what a teller does changed from just because back in the day they used to be like, oh, fill out your withdrawal slip. Okay, here's your money. And it's like, nope, they don't really do that because we have ATMs for that. And it's like
Now they can focus on other things.
more advanced things.
I'm
And he
cool
was
with
like,
that.
he's like, really, the number didn't. I think he even said like more bank tellers were hired. Like,
well, now they're
because-
doing it from home.
yeah. And he's like, it just wasn't like people were scared of that. Like, but
Yeah.
he's like, the job just changed of what a teller
Yeah.
does. He's like, they're not, you don't like, when was the last time you went up to a person to get money
Yeah, it's been a while.
unless you lost your card or something?
Yeah, I think
I
we
do it all the time.
right now need
Really?
to like,
I just did it.
as a collective of society, like need to come and think of solutions for the future and paint the best scenario now instead of thinking about it when it happens, when it hits the fan, and now we have to figure something out. We need to all get together now and figure out
Yo.
what we're gonna do, because it's gonna happen.
And going back to the McDonald's thing, that teller thing, I don't like it. I don't like that I can still see the humans while I'm ordering.
You want
Yeah.
the whole be
like I need McDonald's to make us like a clear decision. Are we going with these tellers, or at least put the robotic tellers off to like the back,
or
area?
just make
Like,
a
they
window
put
you
it-
can't see the
They
cook.
put it
Because they look, they all look
Yeah,
miserable.
they put it right in front of you, like you making the minimum wage,
You're like, I'm
$8
taking your
an hour,
job.
and now you just looking at a robot, and people could talk to you. They can
They
walk
choose not to
right
talk
to
to
you,
you.
like 5 feet, and they just sitting there like, nah. And then you still gotta get your
yeah.
order from the human.
That's another
so they
problem
just
that
saw
we're going to
you-
face too. Is like
Yeah.
socializing.
It's gonna
Yeah,
get.
that's another problem.
It's
that we're
about to
gonna
be
face.
Wall-E for sure.
People not going to talk to each other anymore. Because I know you guys met somebody that's one way on the internet, and then you meet them, they're a completely different
Oh,
person.
way different.
Like it's to the
Yeah.
point that's like you're not even the same person.
It's
and it's only going to get worse.
We know a kid
Yeah.
that don't talk unless he's on the internet. We be at work,
That's crazy.
now work.
But on,
the
Facebook,
internet?
he's having like the time of his
On
life.
the internet,
'Cause he
dog
feels
got some-
comfortable.
He
He's
got some whole
the most
vocabulary.
vocal person.
But it's kind of like you said, it's like that feeling of I'm not directly, kind of like when people talk crap on the internet
Yeah,
and they
and
won't
they-
say anything to
Yeah,
someone.
it's
Yeah,
that,
they
that
won't-
conversation they don't know how to handle.
Yeah, and then they see you in real life. They're like, "Oh, hey," but you
Because
know,
you're kind of like
I'll
behind
try.
a wall, like,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's I don't know.
I don't even
There's-
know how to fix that. To be honest, what's the solution? You can't make somebody talk to somebody.
But I've heard a
really
theory
can't.
that
I think you just,
Some
stay,
people get lost in the sauce.
just take a few steps back from like a lot of the social media, which I feel like actually is happening. Like there's a lot of people that they'll phase out Facebook or stick to one
Well-
social media, because I mean it has done a lot of negative. It's done a lot of positive, but it's done a lot of negative, and people have realized that.
I've heard like a theory that it's kind of like a pendulum. Everything kind of moves back and forth, and it's like our kids probably aren't going to use social media as much. Like basically,
No.
the way they look at it is,
A business. That's what
Well-
a lot of kids that I talk to they use like I'm promoting
Oh, yeah,
this or I'm promoting my page for
Yeah.
my passion for fandom or something like
but
that.
like also it's where like if we had kids, we're all on social media, so like it's kind of like, well, I don't want to be like my
That's
parents. I
lame,
want to
yeah.
rebel.
Oh.
So I think it's going to
Yeah.
be like,
Cool.
because for example, that's why Facebook's dying. That was the first time I ever felt old. Was my cousins? They were 16 at the time. It was a couple years back. I said like, oh, just message me on Facebook about this, and they said, no one uses Facebook anymore. And if you think about it, kids don't use Facebook because we got on Facebook, then our parents got on Facebook. Well, when they grew up,
Yeah, we're
that's
like,
where
nah.
my parents and my grandparents are. Why would I want to be on? Like, I'm not gonna post pictures of me being a thought where my grandma can see it. That's why they kind of moved to Instagram and like social or
Nah, I feel like
Snapchat.
people just moved to Instagram because it's like it took away all of the having to be creative with like your words and what's
Yeah.
on your
Oh,
mind.
yeah.
And
And-
it really just went to, oh, here's a picture of me
and the
in
privacy
emoji
and
in
the
a
privacy
mirror.
factor,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
obviously like Facebook invades on every aspect of your life. I think it might be like a culmination of all of
I
it.
think
I feel like our kids are gonna be on social media, but I feel like it's gonna be a more advanced. So I feel like it's gonna be way more integrated than like right now. Like, yeah, we can talk to whoever, but I feel like they're gonna be at a point where it's just gonna be like video chatting
Yeah.
or like maybe even like a simulation.
VR.
Like, yeah, like you just put on
Well, I
VR
think-
goggles and now you're in like a little social hub. Like Facebook is now like a little virtual
Yeah.
cafe that you walk into.
I don't
and that's where you
think
hang out.
it'll like they'll be off social media as much, but or like at all, like fully. But I don't think they're gonna be on it the same way we are, and
Yeah,
it'll
they're not
probably
gonna
be
on
different.
Facebook. They're gonna be on something crazy.
And also,
it'd be
but
something
the way I
else.
look at it too is like think of it like smoking, because I always like use the comparison of like our phones are kind of like smoking, where I think back in the future we're gonna look back at like pictures of all of us on our phones and we're gonna be like, wow, like there's just radiation
Disconnected,
everywhere,
yeah.
like they're disconnected and just everything, like where we look at a picture of people smoking on a plane and we're like, what were they thinking? Or like smoking in like a classroom, a teacher, and it's like, I think it's also gonna be that like the next like this generation really like smoking's at its all-time lowest because like we kind of grew up seeing like being taught, hey, smoking's bad, smoking's bad, smoking's
It's
bad.
all them
And I think it's gonna be
1-800-QUIT.
Or it could get worse with the whole VR thing. Like we could actually be living in a augmented reality,
That's
kind of
true,
like
too.
Pokemon Go. You literally have people walking around. Well, you still have people walking around.
Yeah.
Like this. I was one of those people. I still am one of those
Yeah.
people that's walking around on my phone, not looking where I'm going, but I'm looking at where this person's going. Now they're introducing a new Harry Potter world, and all these new worlds
Yeah.
are gonna get created, and then you're gonna introduce the VR system, but you're still able to be conscious of your environment.
Well, I think
so
like
I feel like it could either get worse or it could go for better.
if you guys have ever read the book Ready Player One.
Yeah. Well, I saw the movie, but I didn't
Okay,
read it.
the book I think is a lot better, and because it's also different. Like the movie was definitely just about that treasure hunt, and it's like in the book, it goes into what the world is like, where these people are sucked into like basically the economy is based around this VR, and I feel like when I read the book, I was like, this is how it's gonna be, where like kids go to school in VR because why do they have to go to a classroom? They could
Yeah,
have
and
a
it's
teacher
safer from home.
They could have a teacher from Seattle teaching kids in New York. Like you don't need to have like everyone in the same area. It could be all over the world. And it was just like different things. Like a lot of jobs could just be done over VR, like telemarketing, all these things that unless you have to be in person or like shopping. It's like you go to the VR store and you just go, I want this, 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 and this, and it gets
Gets
shipped
sent
to your
to house.
house. And it's like that's what I really liked about the book more so than anything was more than the pop culture references or the story. It was like the world building of what the world would be like if this VR was super realistic. How would it work? And it was like, dang, like,
Yeah, it's gonna get there.
and the movie really didn't touch on that like I wanted it to. And it's
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
more like pop culture, Easter eggs.
And that's in the book.
Yeah.
Right. It's in the book where it's like, you know, all the pop culture stuff. Even more so. It was different, but it was that. That's the one thing that they cut for the movie was that what's the world like?
Yeah.
You know, in the movie it's just, oh yeah, people use VR like a video game, and it's like, no, it's life to these people. Like in the movie when people are like jumping out of a building because they died, it's like in the book it's like, no, literally your money in the game is your money in real life. So you lose, you die, you literally all your bank accounts just zeroed out essentially. Like your life ended. Like
Yeah, that's deep.
Deep as hell.
Yeah. No, the movie was more of like entertainment and, you know.
Yeah, and that honestly, my least favorite part of the movie was all the real life stuff, because that's what got changed the most. That, and I feel like that's what suffered. Like everything, really, nothing in the movie and the book are the same. Besides, they're going on this like basically challenges, but the challenges in the book are way different. They're more like internalized.
You want to break? He a little loud.
Yeah, we're gonna go on a quick break, real quick. We'll be
go.
right back. Hey, and we're back.
And we back.
Hey, we're back. But D'Angelo mentioned something on the break that I wanted to bring up. We're actually changing studios.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is one of this is probably our last time here at Gas
Probably
Bars,
be the last time you see it.
unless something happens. I don't know, but we'll probably not be here
We're-
next week. So
We are working very hard to make sure that this will be the last
I
time.
think we've hinted at our new office on the podcast before, but yeah, it's coming along, and we're probably going to start recording from there.
And if
I
you
think-
want to come visit the office, it's at. Yeah, stop by anytime.
it's we're doing big things. I feel like we're moving in the right direction. Big changes happening.
Big moves.
Yeah.
It's a major key. Are the kids still say major key?
I don't think they ever said it.
I don't know. You should answer the question.
But like,
DJ Khaled.
we have.
That was like 2 years ago.
Why don't we hint at some of the stuff that's coming in the works? Just like tease
got-
some things. But like we're doing the commentaries now,
Commentaries.
which people are liking.
Hey, they don't want to toot our own horns, but people seem to be liking
People like the
our
commentaries.
commentaries.
What else we got?
We got the podcast. We got
A couple other podcasts in the works.
we
If
got
you
a
want to go expand or just keep it as
Yep. No.
Yeah,
there's-
no, this new office space should help us expand and be able to create more content for you guys to see.
We got a
couple
couple.
web series, maybe
We got a film coming, a web series maybe. We got
Yeah.
a lot
some
of big
video
things.
game streams.
Yeah, man.
Stay tuned and
Uh,
stay subscribed.
It's almost too much stuff that we want to work on.
Hey,
And
we
we're-
might even have some.
We're going to PodCon.
Actually,
this?
if you're watching this, we're already at.
We're at PodCon.
We're at there right now.
By
Like,
the time you watching this, we're chilling at PodCon, having a blast.
if you're there, find us. Like if you're listening to it on your AirPods right now, and you're like, "Oh, I'm there
AirPods.
right now." Look up. That's me.
That's us.
Hey,
No, we're right in front of you. Look up right now. We planned it right there. Hey, yeah,
except for D'Angelo, he's not.
yeah. D'Lo won't be there.
I said we, but I didn't want to include myself because
We
I'm
are.
not going to be there, unfortunately.
But
I thought you were coming on Saturday.
Saturday can work for me, yes.
So if it's Saturday, you got your AirPods on. Look up. That's
look up. That's
D'Angelo.
D'Lo.
Yeah.
He's there. He's there now.
Maybe some, but yeah, a lot is too much. Like I said, too much.
We got merch maybe
Yeah.
coming out. Stay tuned for that. We got a lot of big things we trying to get pushing. So
Too much.
Yeah,
so stay for the ride.
Please stay tuned. We got a lot of good stuff coming by.
And
Yeah.
back to the difference between Heinz and Hunt's ketchup.
There's
I feel like there's no difference.
there's a significant difference. We should do it on the podcast one. Next podcast.
Ketchup.
Next
I-
week, I'll buy some ketchup.
I guarantee you, if we did a blind taste ketchup, y'all wouldn't be. Able
You're
to,
saying that I wouldn't be able to notice.
you won't be able to notice Heinz.
I definitely will be able to notice. I think
When-
I have the most, the best palate from our Oreo challenge that we had a while ago. I was able to distinguish the flavors better than anyone else. So,
Remind me on Monday to buy Heinz and Hunt's ketchup.
you can throw in a couple other ones too. if you want.
Google's like, what? Are you sure you want me to save this?
5:30 p.m.
Yeah. What's another ketchup? I don't. Oh, Kraft. He
Kraft
got
has
he
ketchup?
got
Yeah.
some good ketchup.
Maybe some generic.
That ketchup
Off-brand
comes with a
ketchup.
happy ending if you buy the
Ketchup
Kraft
challenge.
ketchup.
I mean, I can definitely distinguish Heinz and Hunt's. If you start throwing some other ones in there, but maybe it would be good to be able to taste the difference, so you can see that they do taste different.
No, I don't know. I feel like there's no difference between this Heinz ketchup and a nice bottle of Hunt's. Today's episode was brought to you by Heinz ketchup. by the way.
And
I
Hunt's.
feel there's no difference.
I mean, I think Taylor's at a how to monetize your podcast workshop
that-
right
and that-
now,
and that's
so
how you
he'll
do
be
it.
proud.
That's how you do it. Nah, man. I feel like ketchup is ketchup. Ketchup is ketchup is ketchup. Ketchup is ketchup is ketchup.
That's not there. You can't say that for anything in the world. These things are different, and you have
No, ketchup
Yeah.
is ketchup. I feel like there's a lot of things that I can't say they are the same, but I feel like ketchup is. I
So
feel
you
like
think all water is the same?
No, because they be people.
So why do
be-
you think all ketchup is the
Because
same?
people do something different. Because this ketchup, Hunt's ketchup and Heinz ketchup, when I taste it, I'm like, all right,
It's
it's
different tomatoes.
it's tomato.
Hunt's is darker.
It's tomatoes.
Hunt's
and,
is darker.
It's tomato and salt. Like I'm like, all right. But water,
It's more than
but
that.
some people
Yeah,
who
they-
go from
they have-
beyond just like water is like
have
'cause
different
You got
recipes.
Aquafina, which is trash that tastes like chlorine. I feel like Jussie Smoke might have been drinking some Aquafina, and that's why he thought there was bleach with him. Cause that shit make me think I'm drinking bleach. They probably just pour
Saw the
Aquafina.
taste.
They probably pour Aquafina on. He's like, "Is this bleach?" Like, nah, it's Aquafina.
This episode is not sponsored by Aquafina.
There
Aquafina,
goes that
Dasani.
sponsorship.
Yeah, I know. Right?
That's
Killed
trash
it.
too. I feel like any water that tastes like chemicals is trash. That's why I like Zephyr Hills. I feel like they
You like the spring water?
yeah, I feel like somebody just went and got a little bottle and was just like
Zephyr Hills doesn't have the best taste, but for it being cheap, you know, it's a better
Hey, man,
alternative.
Zephyr Hills is delicious.
What's your thoughts on Fiji?
I like Fiji.
I think it tastes significantly superior to that of Aquafina.
Really?
Tastes superior
Way
to
better than Aquafina.
to Zephyr Hills.
Nah, yeah, it's better. I
So
feel
however-
my favorite water
however-
right now though is this core water.
However,
the
I don't-
cylinder.
I don't think it's worth the price difference.
I went through a phase where I was only drinking Fiji water
Oh,
every
you
time I
fancy.
went through
You
a gas
bougie.
station.
Bougie.
Yeah.
But then I also went through a phase where I stopped drinking Fiji water, but I just filled up the Fiji water bottles.
Fake
Oh,
bougie.
cloud chaser.
Wow.
That's cloud
They're like,
chaser.
damn, AJ got a bottle of
He
Fiji
pouring it from
every
the filter
day.
water in the fridge. He's like,
It was
fucking him
from
up
the
today.
sink. I only drink
He
tap
do that
water.
with all his alcohol.
He got a
bottles
big
now.
bottle of Perrier, just fill it up with some.
He got a Grey Goose bottle
Um,
right now full of water. He just bougie.
No, I only
Fake
drink tap
bougie.
water.
No,
I
it's,
drink
it's
tap water.
Smirnoff in there.
Like if I'm at home, I always pour from the tap.
Really?
I have bottles
No
of
filter?
water. No
you
filter.
don't even got Purina.
No
No,
filter.
I have bottles of
Hashtag,
water.
yourself,
hashtag no filter.
You got a whole bunch of germs.
I have a
in your
bottle.
stomach right now.
It's filtered. It's cleaner than tap or bottled water, and that's proven. It has to. Bottled water. There's
Tap?
no regulations on bottled water, but there's a crap ton of regulations on tap water.
Says
Check
who?
it.
There's been
Studies.
tap water still has fluoride in it.
Yeah, that's good for your teeth.
Only
Um,
once.
It's only preserves your teeth, but it does.
But
There's more
You
poison
gonna have
in it.
you
than-
gonna have
than
white
it's
teeth,
worth.
but your
Yo,
whole
it's
inside's gonna be
decalcifying
fucked
your
up.
brain, man.
Yeah.
You gotta, you gotta read up on that, man.
I keep bottled water in my fridge just for guests because I know they don't like tap water, but I take an empty water bottle
It's
and I
calcifying
fill
your
it.
brain, though.
Yeah.
That's why
dog.
if you see
He's
empty
like, "My
water
teeth
bottles
look
at my
good, though."
house, I keep them for the tap.
Oh,
And
you
then
don't-
sometimes I'll put them in the fridge to get them a little.
You don't keep them to recycle.
Well, I do
He is
recycle.
recycling it.
Because I'm
Oh, 'cause you're using the
yeah,
same
we're
one.
using this. Like I think
Oh,
I've had
that's-
one bottle of water, the one by my bed, probably for like 4 or 5 months that I just keep on refilling.
Damn. Nah, you need to.
That's
you
that
need to,
plastic poison.
You need to get out of that
No,
tap
it's-
water unless you filter
No,
it.
it's
If you have it in
fine.
a heat inside a plastic bottle, it's not
Tap
necessarily
water
good.
is fine.
No.
Tap water is fine because it's better than no water for sure. It's better than dirty water.
but
If
it's not. It's not
you-
the healthy. You shouldn't be drinking that every day.
It's not the healthiest alternative. If you don't have the money, then I understand.
Do you-
if you have the money, then
Do you have ice in your drink ever? Beverages? Nice beverages?
I know that ice from restaurants is dirtier than the toilet water.
Okay. Do you
I
have
don't
ice at
put
your
ice-
house?
I asked for
No.
no ice.
You don't have ice at your house
I
at all?
really no, I don't.
You don't fill up an ice tray at all? Do you fill up an ice tray?
No, we don't have enough room in our freezer. I like.
Must be nice.
Look at
Must be
his.
nice.
No, to have
I-
a small freezer, it's not.
I think I'm just too lazy, honestly.
Because my
Your
thing
point
was
that you were trying to make.
when you fill up an ice tray, you
Using
just go to
tap
the tap.
water?
Yeah.
When you boil water, where do you get the water from?
But you're
Tap,
boiling
but
the
you're distilling the
out.
water.
When
That's
you
filtering.
But still, if you're baking something and you need a cup of water, a half cup of water, where do you get it
It's
from?
getting-
You
I get
open
that
up-
from the tap.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's all the same thing.
No,
But
but it's
you're-
being filtered at 425 degrees.
You kill a lot of.
The bad germs. You're just going straight into your body, and encompassing
fine.
It,
all
it
of
is
that.
for the
all
most
those
part. It is
impurities.
fine. It, like I said, is a better alternative. It's
Shout
better than
out-
not having no water.
Shout out to the city of Tampa and their water; they do a good job.
It's all right. Can you say the same thing in Flint, Michigan?
That's a different scenario.
I'm just saying.
Like if I was living in Flint
That's
right
tap
now,
water.
yeah, but if I was living in Flint right now, I wouldn't be drinking from the tap. There was things that went wrong, and we can prove that they went wrong
And how do you know that that's
That
not
Tampa's not-
necessarily
because our
happening?
water's not coming out brown.
But just because it's not coming out brown doesn't mean.
Depending
it's
on
good
where
for
you're
you.
at.
Everything
once,
that glitters isn't gold.
I once
AJ.
almost sat in a Tampa Water Commission meeting. It was held right by my house. I didn't, but the fact that I was willing to means I'm more qualified to talk about this.
Would you? Would you?
I'm not against tap water at all. I'm saying if I can purchase bottles of water.
If sometimes I worked really hard, maybe I have
You
a nice
treat
meal,
yourself.
I'll treat myself to a bottle of water in the fridge, but I only keep that for guests, really.
do you use public restrooms?
That's sweet of you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't use public restrooms, so I don't use public water like that.
Okay. Well, hey, that's been our episode of the Squad Goals Podcast, episode 42.
42.
42. Not even at our prime.
Yeah. Oh.
42.
And for the people who are like, oh, I thought they were gonna drink every 21 episodes. We're
No.
saving that for the next one. they'll be drinking next episode in our own trailer. We wanted a whole big thing.
We're literally heading to Podfest right after this, so we couldn't really
Yeah,
drink.
we can't drink.
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, we're
people.
driving to Orlando.
But
we don't want to
anyway-
fuck up our social score.
Hey, if you want to watch this podcast, go to youtube.com/Cigar City Entertainment.
Where else?
You could go to Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, iTunes.
Where else?
You could follow us on Facebook at Cigar City Entertainment or Instagram at CCE_Tampa. Or
What?
go to youtube.com/PopCultNet. Check out James Baker
Check
to
'em
show
out.
trailer reactions, movie reviews, pop culture, fandom, and then check out the Pop Cult Net podcast.
All your nerdy needs.
Yeah.
on-
Yo, thanks for having me, guys.
I was gonna say thank you for being on here.
I'm sure
I
you'll
had
be
fun.
on again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And hey, we're out. We're out. We're
Yeah,
out.
we out. we
Peace,
out.
peace, 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 peace.
I like how we all just the echo. We're out. Peace, peace, peace.